Ja tervetuloa kaikki. Tämä on Office 365 SharePoint User Group Finlandin kesäkuu 2019 online-tapaaminen. Ja mistä minä vaihdan mun kalvot? Mä osaan. I just lost the window. Okay, so kesä näyttää tältä, eli meillä on maanantaina kuukauden päästä. Meillä on online-tapaaminen, mä tiedän sen, koska on töissä silloin ja viimeksi meitä oli niin kuin varmaan toistakymmentä kuitenkin mukana myöskin heinäkuun tapaamisessa. Jos sulla on joku esitys, mitä kuka on kuulolla, niin haluaisi esiintyä, niin laittakaa mulle vaan viestiä vaikka tuolta Facebook-ryhmän kautta tai sähköpostilla olli.jaaskelainen@sulava.com, niin järjestetään. Ja sitten myöskin toinen tilaisuus, missä pääsette mukaan, on tuolla elokuussa. Ja sitä ollaan vielä hyvinkin järjestämässä siellä. Me ei ole sovittu vielä tarkkaa päivää siihen, mutta Jari Kotola isännöi sen ja se tulee olemaan Elisalla ja sitten Timo Pertilä on ainakin siellä mukana puhumassa, kenties myös sinä tai joku kuulijoista täällä. Mutta sitten me päästäänkin meidän tämänpäiväiseen aiheeseen. Eli iso kiitos Jussille, että olet täällä ja sun aiheena on The Intelligent Digital Workplace in Office 365. Also going to swap the Finglish for English.
Finglish,
yeah. So take it away, Jussi. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Olli, for the start. So let me quickly share my screen. Give me a ping if all is good. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, I will not speak Finglish, but more Swinglish today, a mix of Swiss, German, and English. So a little intro. So I want to talk about the intelligent modern workplace. I put the intelligent in high quotes for a certain reason. So I always like to look stuff a little bit more critic than what marketing departments say out there. So before we start, a quick intro. Also, I would like to thank the help of the friendly AI sitting in the Microsoft Cloud creating this slide deck, because it saved me a lot of time, a lot of headache. So thank you out there, the friendly AI in the Microsoft Cloud. So that's me. My name is Jussi. I was born in Oulu, but grew up in Zurich. So I could have this presentation in Finnish, but it would probably be not as, let's say, interesting, or it could be very interesting depending on how you see it. Anyway, so I am a senior Office 365 consultant, experts insight. I mostly do requirements engineering and, of course, user adoption, a very, very big topic of mine, and project management. Also, I help with Habit, a contextual-based end-user helping framework. So I'm there helping out product evangelism and community management. Also, you might have seen me on the SharePoint Saturday Helsinki, one of the organizers together with the other Jussi Raine, and also SharePoint Saturday Central Europe, which will be happening in end of August. And the date for Helsinki is still a little bit open, so we are having it during the autumn this year. So I'm an MVP since 2013. Had a short creative break in the middle. I needed to deal with some stuff, but now I'm back in the community, and it's awesome as always. So what else? I'm a sailor without a boat, a petrol head. Luckily, I have a car, and I am a Star Wars and Lord of the Rings geek. And as already said, I was born in Finland and raised in Zurich. So that's about me shortly. What else? This session for me is quite special because my community journey started really in this very user group around 2010-ish, around that time.
Nice.
So, and since then a lot of stuff had happened. So I visited in New York, SharePoint Saturday in New York, about 700-800 attendees. It was crazy and really loud, loud city. I was in London just last weekend. There we visited the London Eye. I have visited in Lisbon. I was in Barcelona. I was in Monaco, and Monaco was actually quite special because there were about 5 or 6 attendees. So it was more
Really?
like, it was
nice.
more like a SharePoint Saturday for the speakers.
Yeah.
So we had some good food and like this.
Maybe
And
a few drinks.
Yeah, a few drinks. Yeah, of course.
Yep.
This always comes to the SharePoint days. Yeah, I've been to Milan. Has maybe one of my best tiramisu in my whole life over there. To Ljubljana Thrive conference, and then of course having pannenkoeken and stroopwafels in Netherlands, and Vienna watching panda bears while being at the European SharePoint conference, and then of course Paris as well. So yeah, quite the journey starting from Helsinki. So yeah, whenever you have something to say, just be out there, be out loud. It's worth doing it. So yeah, many more places have been and more to come. So why do I do this? Of course, for fame, family and friends. No, but mainly because user adoption is such a effing important topic. So I made it to my own mission to kind of talk to the world about it. And one thing I'm really happy about, I started 5 years talking about this topic. I had something like 5 to 6 people in my room. And last week at the European Collaboration Summit, there were hundreds. So it makes me really happy because the industry starts finally to wake up that actually once you've implemented the tech, you should be thinking about what the heck should we do with that. So yeah, it took some time, but we are on the right track. Okay, good. So much about the intro. Let's delve a bit into the topic. So what is the intelligent modern workplace? So let's ask Dilbert. Wally, I need you to head up your artificial intelligence project. You will have no budget and no hope of success. I just like saying we are working on AI and you're completely useless, so that's a good match. And then he says, I won't let you down.
That's good.
So yeah, it's a little happening right now. The AI term is a really big buzzword. Some say that it's even as big buzzword as blockchain. So imagine if you would combine AI and blockchain, what would happen? I think all the investors' brains would explode. Yeah, but what do we do with AI? And this session is a little bit about that. So I want to raise a little bit of awareness about thinking out of the box. So I'm not a maths guy, so I cannot create my own algorithms or program artificial intelligence, but I'm just a crazy dude who has crazy ideas and likes to connect the dots. So this is what I'm trying to raise a little bit awareness, what you can do with artificial intelligence, in high quotes said. So AI is a very powerful word for only a sophisticated search, right? So all the marketing material is about artificial intelligence, but what is it actually? So artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. Okay, makes sense? These processes include learning, the acquisition of information and the rules for using the information, reasoning, using rules to reach approximate or definite conclusions, and self-correction. Okay, still following? AI in visualization is often related to robots, but actually is mostly open source software and algorithms. Here we go again with algorithms. And according to Aaron Hintze, AI can be categorized in different types. So we have the reactive machines. So there is an action happening, the machine reacts. We have a limited memory, so you can teach the machine something in a limited way and it will remember things to do, hopefully. The theory of mind, so have kind of neural networks and things like that. And the most sophisticated would be the self-awareness. So this is when singularity will happen, and we have a situation like Battlestar Galactica or Terminator. Let's hope this is not happening. So what AI is not, so as I said, it's not taking over the world or humanity yet, but we need to watch and guide its potential, so to see where it could go. And also marketing uses the term AI often wrong. So for instance, there was a tweet from Nick Craver from Uber. So Uber will use artificial intelligence to identify drunk passengers. That would be interesting for Finland. It will use factors like time of day, pickup location, and how long a user interacts with the app before making a decision. So that's not AI, that's an if statement.
Yeah.
Also, machine learning is not AI. It is data where you can recognize patterns, and you teach the machine to recognize patterns better. Yeah. Or then you have user reality. So everyone is so impressed by technology, but I'm just trying to get Hal open the pod bay doors. So user reality, how you can infuse more intelligent services to kind of support everyday use of things. So a funny anecdote, I used to have an Alexa at home, the smart home box. And then, it was standing there blinking and, being just in its AI self. And then I had a discussion with my wife saying, hey, probably Jeff Bezos is listening to what we are saying. And then we both started laughing, and then Alexa started laughing, and I was like, okay, this is awkward. Yeah, okay, let's go further. Cognitive computing versus AI. So what are the two different things? The technologies we have in both are machine learning, then we have language processing, neural networks more in the cognitive computing, deep learning in both, and sentiment analysis. So sentiment analysis is about understanding a meaning of a text or something. Then what capabilities do we have? So in cognitive computing, we simulate human thought process to assist humans finding solutions to complex problems. And on artificial intelligence, we find patterns in big data to learn and either reveal hidden information or deliver solutions to complex problems. And what is the purpose of the either or the other? So it's in cognitive computing, augment human capabilities, and in artificial intelligence is about automation of processes. And we have, of course, different industries where we can apply those things, like customer service and healthcare, industrial sector in cognitive computing, and finance and security and healthcare, retail, manufacturing, blah, 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 in the artificial intelligence. So the application of the intelligent or the infusion of intelligence in applications, they are nearly endless. There are so many use cases what you could use. So for instance, there's a POC happening at one of my partner companies where they are actually using machine learning to recognize communication patterns between customers and salespeople to predict the probability of making a successful sale. So things like that are very interesting, what you can do nowadays. And it's actually accessible to everyone. And I will show still a demo, a live demo today. Luckily, I have a recording of that. But I will show a demo today that actually even non-developers can do really powerful stuff nowadays. So our dear Microsoft offering all this cool tech out there. So what is the Microsoft AI platform? We have the infrastructure, of course, Azure infrastructure, and the Azure AI services on top, where we have the pre-built AI, the cognitive services. We have the conversational AI, the bot services, and custom AI, the Azure machine learning. And then we have different tools that you can use in order to work with them, like coding and management tools, like VS tools for AI and Azure ML Studio and Azure ML Workbench. And also for deep learning frameworks, the cognitive toolkit from Microsoft and other third-party tools. So there's a lot of tools out there already what you can use For instance, there's the customvision.ai. It's an image recognition platform where you can go and upload your data and start teaching the machine about your data, and you can then start using this framework to infuse intelligence on your own data what you have, and you can start using it today. So it's customvision.ai. So we have done a POC for to recognize algae population in Finnish waters. So we were then uploading pictures and saying, okay, this is algae and this is not. And only with a small set of data, this stuff was already very, very accurate. So here's the whole set from cognitive services. So cognitive services is really, really nice and quite easy to use, actually. So you have 4 main, I would call them pillars of cognitive services. So you have search, you have vision, you have language, and speech. So computer vision, face recognition, then you can also have something like emotional recognition, so that the computer would see if a person is happy or frustrated or something like that. Then, of course, the language and text-based cognitive services are very, very interesting, also in a connection of internets or modern workplaces. So you can go and start understand text or start analyzing text in a more profound way. And then, of course, text to speech or speech to text, one way to another. So now with cognitive services, you can start doing like real-time translations. I think Katja was trying it out with Finnish already, and it has still some funny results, but I think it will get better over time. So nowadays, I think English and Spanish are working pretty nice. And in a demo, what we have done, we also use the text API to automatically translate a document, a work document, from English to French. And the result is remarkably good. Yeah. Okay, so thanks, Stefan Bisser, for creating this overview, what we can use in our everyday work really nicely. So what has all this intelligent stuff to do with the end user? So the usual reaction is like, what the file shares? So what do we do with the file shares? Well, I think the whole modern way of working has not really achieved or not really conquered the, let's say, the normal digital worker yet. So we are in a very early adopter phase. So everyone is just, still very much concerned about where to store their documents and how to work with them. So it will take a while until we get there. So what we could do in order to make SharePoint more intelligent, or what are the different layers? So of course, you have the Microsoft Graph, we have the Azure AI platform, as you already looked at before, we have SharePoint on top, so we have a nice sandwich here. And the sandwich would be here, with the filling would be here, okay, what we work with content, so we have deep understanding of more content, we have intelligent surfacing of content, so for instance, SharePoint home sites, what is coming soon, is more in that direction. Personalized experience, so we can finally make SharePoint personalized. Everyone was screaming for that for years. So let's see how good this will work. Search, then we have Microsoft Search. The whole search experience is transforming right now, and will be infused with more intelligence, cognitive skills, machine teaching, bookmarks and locations, so that you can get content surfaced which is relevant to your location, like space and time, contextual information that is very, very interesting. So for instance, if you would have a SharePoint site and you look at the app and you would go somewhere to a location you have never been, you could just get easily maps or information about without hitting the search. So kind of the location and time context will do that for you. Very, very interesting concepts coming out of here. Then conversational AI, so virtual assistants. So that's what we try to do with Habit a little bit, so that you could ask a bot, okay, can you please show me how I should, for the 100th time, fill in this expense form. I always forget how to do it. So you get an assistant who helps you with either giving you learning content, but also actually helping you in finishing your work easier and faster. It's kind of supporting your processes. So natural language understanding, of course, text, voice, speech, video. So also this video recording we do today, there will be an automatic transcription of it. So that's why I try to speak a little bit slower and not too fast. And also cognitive skills and pre-built AI. Then custom AI, custom machine learning, advanced analytics, interactive dashboards, data-driven notifications, and. So you can see there is a lot of things we can do already in SharePoint. So for instance, the very classic thing, what we can do already right now is that you have picture material and you upload it, and you can actually let cognitive services identify what is on the picture and create automatic metadata. So it will be much easier for you to find your pictures, or also easier for you to create certain picture libraries according the metadata the pictures have. So deep understanding of content. So you have a SharePoint site. You have vision, language, and speech. So you can identify certain elements on your SharePoint site. You can understand, for instance, what is written in a text. You can detect language. Of course, people. You make a people context. You could detect organizations and, let's say, sub-organizations, locations, of course, then the images, for instance, what there is on the image, and then key phrases, for instance. So it will be much easier to actually create context of the content you have. So I always say content is king, but context is queen. And you know, it was almost impossible to get your end users to put in metadata for your documents or for your pictures. So especially AI or machine learning, or letting the machine doing this is a very, very good use case and will help you to organize your content over the long run. So coming soon, SharePoint home sites. So SharePoint home sites are intelligent, integrated employee experience. So it's becoming a bit of a landing page, since with the new modern world, we are going away from this classical hierarchical one portal to rule them all thinking. So we use more different islands of information where you curate and aggregate content from across your organization. And with home sites, we are trying to, or Microsoft is trying to bring your relevant content on one spot. So connects the workplace with Microsoft Search and Mega Menu navigation, shares relevant news and content to search user based on the role and place in the organization, and engages employees with conversation and compelling video powered by Yammer and Microsoft Stream, and then also powers individual productivity with personalized content, information, and navigation. So now I have talked a lot about theoretical stuff. Let's see that things while it's in action, and for that I have a recording of a video, and it's a content or a session I have been talking mostly last year with my buddy Marcel Haas, where we were actually connecting all the dots of using Power Apps, using Flow, using SharePoint, using cognitive services, using Dynamics 365, and connecting all those environments together to actually create a supportive system for a new sales rep who is entering an organization and is trying to win a sales case with one of the clients. So the salesperson is a little bit from the older generation and is not really tech savvy. So we have been trying to build a solution to actually, which helps the user. So let's go and have a look how this looks like. So I will just open this video in here and just comment what's happening. So we have here a motion capture or a picture capture, and this is sent to cognitive services, and that one will recognize, okay, a certain emotion. And maybe you have noticed here, oops, where did it go now? Let me go back here. So maybe you have noticed that, let me jump back. So that a Teams message has been triggered. Let me go back here. A Teams message has been triggered, and this Teams message has been coming from the result, what comes from the cognitive service. So it has a description here. It has also some metadata. And actually, the use case is here that, hey, we have a bot talking now to the user saying, hey, you look a bit frustrated. Can I help you with something? Of course, it's a funny use case for a demo like this, not maybe very useful in the real world, but still. So the user goes then through a button directly into the channel where the helper bot is asking the user, okay, yeah, what can I do? And the guy says, I want to upload a document. And then the bot says again, what type of document you need to upload. And then, okay, it will say to the user, okay, hey, I have actually some real-time training for you. And the user goes then directly to the place where she or he can do this real-time training. So this is an old version of Habit, but the contextual learning framework, telling the user step by step what she or he needs to do right now in order to upload this document. Contextual learning. So yeah, so the user has never been in SharePoint, but actually with the help of this, will actually be able to do that. So the learning framework says, yeah, okay, drag and document here. And this is a document now, which goes to document library. It's in English, and the as you can see here, an English document. And what is happening right now is that this document gets translated to French, and a sentiment analysis will go through the document and actually cause another trigger, which will then create a lead in Dynamics. And the whole interaction we do here is actually always done via Teams. And after a while, we will see, okay, Alfred sent a new message, even another one. So let's go have a look what has happened. Meanwhile, so in our general channel, we got the general information saying, hey, that Jussi, he has finished his first training. So let's give him kudos for that. He's actually learning something, but also being productive at the same time. So one, to just raise awareness, and then in the sales channel, we get actually two messages saying that the new document is uploaded and translated. We can go have a look at the document. So now let's see if I hit the thing. Then also Dynamics 365, it has created a lead as well. And the lead, you can see Paris Tourism has been created automatically because of the sentiment analysis of the document and has triggered a flow. And here we got an email message with the translated document, which actually went to the customer, and the customer can use approve or reject, can use approve or reject actually to see if he is happy with that offer or not. So as you can see, this is the same document, but just translated in French automatically by the machine. Yes, so that was basically an idea what you could do with something like this. So, Olli, are there any questions or comments?
Currently, no, not in the chat, but if anyone has any comments or questions, please do either write them into the chat window or just open up your mic and speak.
Yes, please. It's okay. I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
So maybe only if
Yeah.
you can consider small talk. So have you seen any of those use cases in your customer environments?
Yeah,
or are you working on something like this?
Yeah, I'm working on something like this. It's a bit more basic. It's a bot use case for like IT, like taking away the first layer of help desk, or maybe not taking it away, but answering the basic questions using just your regular Q&A bot, like with good content.
Q&A. Yeah. Did you use Q&A Maker for that, or did you create something yourself?
We start with the Q&A Maker, but we do like go forward from the out-of-the-box experience pretty soon. But
yeah, so just to show our audience, so Q&A Maker.ai, I can show you this one. Q&A Maker.ai, I think was the URL. You can use that to really quickly create a nice working Q&A type of bot. So where end users can go, just ask some questions and get results from that. And I think the backend is a SharePoint list. I think so. And then I talked about customvision.ai. So this is another place where you can go to actually start training images. And then, of course, cognitive services. You have a lot of things there what you can try out.
Yeah, there's like a lot of different services over there.
Yes.
One of the things I like about this Q&A bot is like, even though in let's say Louise and language understanding, Finnish is not like top of the line there, like it's really really bad, but with Q&A bot it works relatively well with Finnish. It works surprisingly well. It works better than just like random words, like any language. It does have some sort of like understanding how this stemming and how do Finnish words get like funny, but it seems to know and work much better than I expected it to work.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have once created a thing with like a mobile app for visually impaired people.
Okay.
Where we could actually use the camera to identify objects around the user, or actually make a picture of the surroundings. So if they could, so the app would then read them text what is written, for instance, on a billboard or something like that.
Yeah.
And also another thing was about clinical trials. This is more like a Q&A, so that customers could ask questions around certain pharma and kind of how they work and where can I get them, and can then directly have meetings with the sales reps and things like that.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of different things what you can do.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like your out of the box user experience. I know it's probably not, and it doesn't have anything to do with AI, but it just gets better. Like for instance, when you're let's say you are working on a document and then you're opening Outlook, and then you want to send this message and want to add that attachment, and you actually have those documents that you have been already working on, like today, for instance, or last week, and it's very easy to add that attachment. It's not really AI, but it's kind of like a good quest by the designers of those software, so that's probably something you want to do here.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And just, I mean, the demo I showed before, even as crazy as it was, but we were not developers making this.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
It's nowadays, with the whole citizen developer movement, much easier for just normalos like me, not like an MCM hero like you, to create very intelligent and kind of very deep applications.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes,
that's really good.
So let's see how we're going to govern this. That will be more interesting question to be within the next few years. How the governance of citizen development will be taking place.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. So, like for instance, if you are like every user is capable of creating flows, and if they actually do that, that's a lot of flows, and they will do all sorts of things, and that's probably fine. But if they need help with their flows, that's in a big organization that can be a headache to be able to actually support people using flow.
But this was basically all the content I wanted to share.
That's nice. It's
today.
Good content. Yeah.
Is there some questions more? Otherwise, I will go to my last slide.
No questions so far, so please continue.
Okay. So thank you and sorry. And no AI has been harmed in this slide deck, but thanks a lot for helping. And so thanks to the friendly AI who saved me hours of building the slides, and also special thanks to Marcel. And I want to thank my mom and dad for just being awesome. And without them, I would not be here, like literally.
Yeah.
And nyt poika sauno.
All right.
So thank you.
Nice. Thank you very much, Jussi. Thank you for having for coming to this presentation. Thank you, and thank you, everyone. We will be continuing at the start of July. So that's the next meeting. The recording will be available later today or tomorrow morning, and the link will be on the Facebook group. Well,
great.
All right.
Thanks. Have a great
Thank you, everyone.
week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.